Hey guys, let's get into creating this look, shall we?
Don't be mad, you know how bread is. Come up in your mouth, you speak good to me. I feel like it.
I'm gonna start off with the got2b gel. I'm gonna use that to lay down my eyebrow hairs. If you're wondering why my eyebrows look this way, again, I have my eyebrows micro bladed. I'm also gonna go ahead and use the MAC concealer palette, and I'm using the shade NC45 to clean the bottom part of my brows. Going in to blend out the concealer with my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush. And to set that concealer down, I'm using the MAC Cosmetics Studio Fix Press Powder in the shade NC45 and my Real Techniques setting brush. I'm just lightly pushing the powder in there to make sure that the concealer stays down or stays in place. To fill in my brows, I'm using the Evita Joseph Espet Brow Liner in the shade Rich Espresso. And to clean the top part of my brows, I'm using the same MAC concealer palette, but I'm using the shade NC50, which is close to my skin tone. I'm going to use that to clean the top part of my brows just because I don't want to have the halo looking brow. So if you have a concealer or a foundation that is close to your skin tone, you want to go ahead and use that to clean the top part of your brows. Otherwise, if you're really good at blending, you can use any concealer shade of your choice. You can use the same concealer shades that you use for the bottom part of your brows. I just think it's easier. For my base, I'm starting off with my e.l.f. Cosmetics Power Grip Primer, and I'm going to use that all over my skin. For foundation, I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. I'm in the shade Chestnut. I'm going in with the Real Techniques Seamless Complexion Brush. I'm going to use that to buff the foundation into my skin. This brush gives the most flawless base. I'm also going to go in with a sponge to pick up any excess products. The sponge is damp, by the way. For cream contour, I'm using the Juvia's Place Stick Foundation in the shade Sokoto. I'm gonna apply that on the hollows of my cheekbones, the temples and forehead, and the sides of the bridge of my nose. For highlighting concealer, I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use concealer in the shade Butterscotch. I'm going to put that on my under eye area, the bridge of my nose, the center of my forehead, my mustache area, and chin. I'm gonna let that sit while I go ahead and blend out my contour with my Real Techniques contour brush. Remember to blend your forehead and temples into your hairline and then blend out the hollows of your cheekbones upwards so you don't drag your face down. What I like to do is what's left on the brush, I go ahead and use that on my chin and jawline area, just cause when I go in with a product directly onto my chin and jawline, it looks slightly muddy. So this gives me a very soft contour on my chin and jawline. So feel free to do what works for you, but this just gives the most flawless and seamless base. I'm going to go in with my Colorbox Cosmetics dual-ended brush and I'm going to use that to buff my concealer in. As you can see, I'm using soft tapping motions to keep the product in place. I'm not swirling or swiping. I'm literally just tapping the product so that it can spread out evenly. I prefer to use brushes to blend out my products firsthand just because it helps the products to spread out evenly and it just keeps the product in place so it doesn't move all over the face. Especially if you're using a really light concealer, you wouldn't want that to spread all over your face. Now I'm going back in with my seamless complexion brush from Real Techniques to do some extra blending to blend out any harsh lines in between the contour and the highlight. I used this brush to blend out my foundation, but I didn't go back in with any extra foundation, just what was left on the brush. Next step, I'm going in with my Rare Beauty liquid blush in the shade Love. I'm gonna apply that on the apples of my cheekbones and I'm gonna blend that out with my e.l.f. blush brush with soft tapping motions as well. I'm going back in with my brush to blend out the sides of the bridge of my nose where I applied the cream contour earlier. I usually like to save this part for last just because I want an even nose contour. And then back in with my sponge to do some extra blending and to pick up any excess products. For setting, I'm going to use my Huda Beauty banana bread, and I'm going in with a powder puff, dusting the excess at the back of my hand, and I'm gonna go ahead and set the areas that crease the most, which is under my eyes and around my mouth. I usually like to set the cream or liquid products there first with some powder so that they don't crease on me. And then I'm gonna push powder everywhere else that I applied the lighter concealer. For the rest of my face, I'm gonna use my pressed powder in my skin tone. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Pro Filter Foundation Powder, and I'm using a big powder brush. I'm gonna press that all over my face to set my foundation down. I'm going in with my bronzer from Fenty Beauty in the shade Coconutty, and I'm going to apply that where I applied my cream contour earlier. Lastly, before I go into my eye makeup, I'm gonna go ahead and bake. I just leave a little bit of powder where I would usually crease, and it serves as sort of a catcher for fallout from eyeshadow, and it just also gives very seamless base. In my opinion, if you have dry skin, definitely avoid baking. For eye makeup, I'm going to start off by priming my eyelids with some concealer. I'm going in with a Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Chestnut, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that concealer into my eyelids. I'm using a sponge so I can pick up any excess product and blend that out simultaneously. I'm going in with a little bit of powder in my setting brush from U Techniques to set that concealer down. I'm going in with this light chocolate color. I'm going to put that all up in my outer V and my crease as my transition color. I'm going to create a neutral matte eye look that would be suitable to wear to any event, or if you're extra, you can do this every day. I chose this look for the last episode of the Basic Babes tutorials because I saw a lot of you guys commenting that you wanted something a little bit more basic, so I thought this would suffice. I'm going in with a darker chocolate color. I'm going to put that on my outer V, and I'm going to blend that out there before I spread that out onto my crease to create a nice gradient. eyeshadow, I wanted to do something flesh toned, so I'm going in with my pressed powder in the shade NC45 from MAC, of course, and I'm going to use that to create a very soft cut crease. What I'm doing is just patting that onto my eyelids with a flat brush. Now I'm going in with a matte black and an angled brush to line my lash line. Now I'm going into a darker chocolate color into my outer V. I'm using the same brush. I'm just patting that onto my outer V to smoke out the eye look. I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Kohl eyeliner in the shade black. I'm going to use that to tightline my eyes. And I'm just dusting off any fallout with my setting brush from Real Techniques. Also going in with a big powder brush with no extra products, just to blend in everything. For powder blush, I'm using one from Juvia's Place in the shade Bella, and I'm applying that with my Real Techniques blush brush. And of course, I'm going in with my false eyelashes. I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line with the two chocolate colors that I used in my crease earlier to bring the entire eye look together. For setting spray, I'm using the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I used a lot of powder and I'm going to use that to melt that into my skin. For mascara, I'm using one from Huda. This is the Huda Legit Lashes. I like to use mascara after I have set my face so that the mascara doesn't ruin my eye makeup, regardless of if I'm using waterproof mascara or not. For highlighter, I'm using the Mega Glow highlighter from Wet n Wild in the shade Crown of my Canopy. I'm gonna put that in the inner corners, brow bone, tip and the bridge of my nose, and a little bit on my cupid's bow, as well as the high point of my cheekbones. For lip liner, I'm using one from Luxe Beauty. I'm going to use that to line my lips. I also like to slightly overline them. This is a dark brown lip liner, so use whichever dark brown lip liner you have at your disposal. For the center of my lip, I chose this neutral matte lipstick from Huda in the shade Board Meeting. I'm just putting that at the center of my lip. I believe this brings the entire look together. This is a soft glam neutral look. I believe that goes with every outfit and with every event. Yeah, you can choose any lip color you want, as well as applying gloss onto your lips. So yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.